Okay, this is a continuation of Unit 4, Lesson 3. I'm not sure what happened to the video, but where we left off was on number 21, and we could see that we wanted to find the target number of 5/3, but the information they're giving us is 7/6. And we know that 6/6 is equal to 1. And so I've estimated about where I believe 1 is at. So now I'm going to revert over to separating between 0 and 1 into thirds. So let's do that, and I'm going to use green here. There we go. There we go. So that's about the size of the equal pieces that I need to use here. So I'm going to keep going. Actually, now that I have 1 already on here, I'm going to erase that label, and I'm going to go back in and I'm going to label with the thirds. 1/3, 2/3, 3/3, and I'm going to keep going. This is about 4/3, 5/3, and I guess I could stop there because that's actually our target number, isn't it? So let's loop those sections in. 1 section, 2 sections, 3 sections, 4, and then 5/3. Here's our target number. There it is. So we're using what we know to find 1 and then locate the target number. Number 22. 2 different denominators again. All right, so let's first off find 1. If that is 2/3, I'm going to say that maybe around right here is where 1/3 would be, which would make right about here 3/3 or 1. Now we know that because the denominator is 3, our numerator has to be the same for it to equal 1. Here's the problem. It's sixths that we're dividing things into. So I'm going to switch over to green. I'm actually going to erase these labels here. Okay. And I'm going to relabel this as 1 for now. So, but we want between 0 and 1 to be sixths. So I am going to now think of this 1 as 6/6. So I'm going to go backwards, maybe about here. 5/6. This one I would say under 2/3 would be about 4/6. 3/6. 2/6. And right about there is 1/6, which happens to be our target number. So I'm going to loop that section in because we have found our target number there. Oops, didn't mean to delete that. Okay, number 23, here we go. 10/8. Our denominator is 8. But what they're giving us is a denominator of 2. And this is 4/2. Well, let's see if we can work backwards. If that's 4/2 and all the way over here is 0, that means that there's going to be 1/2, 2/2, 3/2. So let's 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. Now, this is 3/2. Here is 2/2. And we know that when we have a denominator and a numerator that match, that equals 1. So right about where 2/2 is where 1 is. So I'm going to switch colors. I'm switching to green. I'm actually going to erase 2/2. We want our denominator to be 8. So I also know that since our denominator that we want to target is 8, this would be 1. because that's 8 over 8. Well, between 0 and 1, I need 8 equal sections. So let's do this here. Let's do this here. Okay, so since I knew that right here was our number 1, where 1 is, I relabeled it as 8 over 8 because our target fraction had a denominator of 8. So I stopped at 1. And you can see that I have attempted and I estimated equal segments. So I've got 1, 2, 3 eighths, 4 eighths, 5 eighths, 6 eighths, 7 eighths, 8 eighths, but I wanted to keep going to 10. So about here is 9 over 8, and about right here, oh, that's not about where it is. Let's try that again. About right here, I'm struggling. There is where we have 10 over 8. And I actually think I'm going to go back in right now and I'm going to circle my 10 eighths. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 eighths, 9 eighths, 10 eighths. That one was a little more difficult because I had to write those numbers in such a small, tight space there. Okay, so our check for understanding is something that I'm not going to aid you on. I am going to ask for you to complete this on your own and submit it on Schoology if you're my student. Complete the sentence, the two fractions used to find 1 on the number line in problem 23 are blank and blank. Well, what two fractions did we use to find 1? I see them right in front of me, but I'm not going to tell you yet. I'll tell you in our Zoom session. All right, if you have any questions, please contact your teacher.